Hi, welcome to Newly Listed. I am your host, Barrington Miller with the Canadian Securities Exchange, and today I'm here with Ashish Malik, CEO of Bee Vectoring Technologies. I
Hi,
actually
Barrington.
volunteered for this. I volunteered for this simply because, one, the story and the tech seemed really cool, and two, their location is in my hometown, my city of Mississauga, Ontario. So let's get talking. Tell us a little bit about bee vectoring.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm really excited to share the BVT story. By the way, B vectoring, we abbreviate it as BVT. So I'm very excited about sharing the BVT story with your audience. We are developing, or we're actually commercializing a technology that revolutionizes how farmers grow their crops. We've developed an all-natural system that allows the farmers to control different pests and diseases and thereby increasing the productivity, which means more crop, more yield per acre of land, while at the same time greatly reducing the environmental footprint of their operation. So much more sustainable practices. And through this process, they actually increase their profitability quite dramatically. So in a short way, you can think about our technology as allowing the farmers to do more with less. And very specifically, we harness the natural pollination process of bees, and we deliver biological plant treatment agents to the crops using these bees. And through that process, we allow the farmer to control all these different pests and diseases that they would otherwise face on their farms.
Uh, how many bees are you working with?
Yeah.
Um, like I'm picturing like just thousands and thousands, but I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're commercial in the United States, so let me tell you about a little bit about what's going on in the US.
Yep.
We obtained our regulatory approval about a year ago. So we've been commercial for much of 2020, and we obtained the approval end of 2019, and have been selling mostly in the southeast of the US, so Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, and we're selling mostly to strawberry and blueberry growers. Through in these crops, a farmer may put as many as 1 to 2 hives per acre of land. So in an operation that might have 50 acres where they're growing their blueberries, there may be 50 to 100 beehives, helping the farmer to not only pollinate the blueberry crop, but also in our case provide the crop protection, which allows them to then reduce the number of chemical pesticides that they're using on that same farm. So yeah, hundreds going to thousands of hives. And just to give you an idea, each hive, if it's a bumblebee hive, might have 300 insects in one hive. But we're also working with honeybees, and when you're talking about a honeybee hive, you're talking about 20,000 insects in one colony. So you can quickly do the math, thousands of acres times 30,000 bees per colony, and it gives you an idea of how many insects are actually being used for our system.
Oh well, that's I love it. This
Yeah.
is great. Now, tell us a little bit about your management team and the people that are alongside you.
I myself have 18 years of experience in the ag inputs industry. The rest of the senior team, collectively, we have about 100 years of experience in the global crop protection industry. We've worked for, global multinationals like Syngenta, which is a Swiss-based global multinational. Bayer Crop Science. Bayer Crop Science now is the biggest ag inputs company. They just recently completed the acquisition of Monsanto. So I've also worked at Bayer. We've worked in different geographies around the world. I've also worked at a startup environment. I was a member of the executive team that led that company through a successful exit and future integration into Bayer Crop Science. So we have, very wide experience and very deep industry connections around the world. And then on the technical side, we have, microbiologists that understand biological products and how to grow them, how to produce them into products for farmers to use on their crops. We also have bee expertise. So it's a very well experienced team that's kind of behind bringing this technology to market.
Now, for the future investors, for the current investors, and for people that are just curious, what is on the horizon for BVT?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, we operate in an industry that requires regulatory approval, which is good and it's bad. I mean, it's let's talk about the bad first and then we'll end up with the good. On the bad side, it takes time, right? So it's an expensive process to get regulatory approval because at the end of the day, you're talking about almost, you can think about them as medicines for plants, right? So these biological plant treatments have to go through that approval process just like a new drug would have to go through FDA clearance, for example, in the US. So that takes money and it takes trials and it takes time. The good news is we've completed that process in the United States, right? So we have the data that's now required or will be required to go replicate the success in the US and other geographies around the world. So in terms of milestones, what investors can expect is now that we have registration in the US, it's all about generating revenue in multiple crops and in different geographies. So, we're going to take our success in the Southeast and replicate it in, the Midwest and Michigan, the Pacific Northwest, the Northeast, California. We need to try to replicate that success in different geographies, expand the number of crops that we serve. And then beyond that, it's about geographic expansion. So we started the process in Mexico. We will start the process to develop and register in the EU next year, and from there build a global footprint. We're already talking to commercial partners. We have about 15 different industry partnership discussions that are ongoing. So obviously, we expect that some of those will materialize, and we'll be able to announce some deals in the coming 12 months as well.
This is my last question before we wrap up. Are there any other people, any other companies that are doing what BVT is doing? And
Yeah, no, there aren't. So, we like to say that we're the only company that's doing natural precision agriculture, right? There are other companies that are looking at different technologies to, robots and lasers and things like that and deploying them on farm for precision agriculture. But we're the only company that's using the natural power of bees to achieve that same effect. So that makes us very unique, and we're already creating quite a buzz, no pun intended,
there
in
it
the
is.
industry. There you
I
go.
was
I had to
just
get
saying.
that in there. So within the industry, people are also now coming to us because they have a number of products themselves in their portfolios that could be very good candidates for delivery using bees. So they're coming to us because they see that this is the future. This is a more sustainable way to apply products to crops. There's no heavy machinery involved. You can apply microdoses compared to if you were to spray these products on crops. So we're creating this noise within the industry as well, attracting different business partners. So it's really quite a unique system that we have.
Well, we wish you nothing but continued success. Thank you for choosing the Canadian Securities Exchange as your home. I've been your host, Barrington Miller, with Newly Listed, and today I was speaking with Ashish Malik, CEO of B Vectoring, also known as BVT.
Great. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.